Folks, listen to the man. He's We'll see what happens here. The blender is heating up right now.
50 seconds. It's
Our
not
luck.
always haters that get grayed out. It's also like weird sexual stuff, bad language,
Yeah.
cries for help. Okay, now we're getting.
For help. Yes, we ignore all
They're all
those.
cries for help.
30 seconds. It is Friday, and we're going to end this day on a good note.
Feel my heart beating right now.
What's going on here?
Should be
I feel
fun.
your heart beating right now. Oh.
Order book standing out.
All right.
12 ticks.
I knew it. There we go.
All right, non-farm
Yes.
coming
Damn.
in at
Right.
151K.
Fucker.
We do have the unemployment rate of 4.1. They were looking at 4% coming into 4.1%. Once again here, non-farm payrolls, they were looking at 160 coming in at 151. Bacardi, U.S. Energy, year over year, 4%. And private payrolls, 140K. They were looking at 147. And that's what we've got here so far. Back to you guys.
Okay, Jay.
All right. Yep.
Okay.
It
Let's
held.
talk this. Let's talk this through. Non-farm came at 151, expected 160. That's slightly better. We saw the pop off of it. Not much of a beat. Let's let it play out. I think.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I had it marked out on the chart right around 57.40 was where that 200 moving average was. We traded 5 points below that, so I think we're looking in the right spot, Jack, for where the market is as well. But let's see, like you said, let the dust settle. And I think we'll get a pretty good trade opportunity, if anything, an opportunity to limit risk against that 200 moving average at this point.
Yeah. So here's what's happening right now. There's an initial tape reading pump because that was a beat. It wasn't much of a beat. The question is now, are they thinking we got what we looked for? It wasn't that good. Like, this is not a go, like, pump your fist, we're back number. It's kind of status quo to me. So I don't want to get short. I don't want to trade for the next at least 2 days. No. We'll see. There's nothing surprising to me so far in what the equity is doing. So we'll watch them a little longer than maybe the other markets.
We got the 10-year moving to the downside. Pretty big move there.
Reminder, we're a little short-staffed right now. We'll be back Monday. The top step levels will be updated then.
Jack.
But I am
After
also the person
this,
guards here.
and before
Go ahead,
our
Eddie.
Baker Hughes rig count, we've got clear sailing except for our Feds. 9:15 Fed Bowman's, we're going to be speaking. 9:45 Williams, 11:20 Kugler, 11:30 Powell. We got to remember, yes, day's not over. We'll see what Uncle Jerry's got to say, and then back again here. Kugler will be speaking at 12 o'clock, and then our Baker Hughes rig count about 1:30 here. We got Trump signing some more executive orders, and Trump's remarks here on that digital summit that he's been talking about. We've got that also. That's going to be our day here for today.
Thank you, Eddie. I have the ZM, just the 10-year Treasury future, pulled up. I'm going to go to my new favorite tool, the 1-second chart. No, because it's interesting to see what the algos are doing on the number.
Yeah.
Making me a little nostalgic because this is the sort of day, this is the sort of move right here off the number that I'm thinking back in the day with my spread machine, that would have been a really good day. just had a whip back and forth. Some people got hosed there, lots of hedging, but I bet you the spreads did pretty well. Let's take a look at the same thing on the beloved NQ. Okay, we're on the 1 second chart. By the way, this is just me to remind you, we said to get flat beforehand. If you had picked a side on that, you would have got blown out either way.
Either way.
Either way. This is why I love the 1 second chart. Okay, you were long going into it. We're up now. Great, you lost it all right here. And you know what? You should feel bad about that. Okay.
At least wait a second.
At least wait a second. Late gratification. I'm gonna go back to ES. I'll go back to your chart. We can start looking around some of the other markets, Jay, if you'd like.
Yeah, let's do it. So the one thing I am looking at in the equities, anytime we have one of these big numbers, right, I just like to frame out the high and the low of the number, right? 57.35 is the low, 57.85 is the high, and then volume is everything for me. So I attach a VWAP there and just see how the market responds. Now, if this VWAP, this red line here, which is pretty small right now, but it's building as we continue to spend some time. If we trade down to 57.35 and this VWAP is still up here, I'm buying it. That is a long signal for me. This is not financial advice. Take your own trades. Anything we talk about here is educational, for educational purposes only. But if we get down to 57.35 and volume is still up here, I'm buying one, looking to trade at least back up to 50% here. So about a 25-point trade, if not more. But let's take a look at the other markets. What we have around here. Gold had a pretty strong reaction to that number as well. Got a 10-point move in gold in about a second. And manage your risk. But I'm bullish gold, Jack, and this, from a technical perspective, looks like a great buy. Talking about the 200 moving average, here it is on the 30-minute chart. It's starting to tick upwards. It's down at 29.15.7. I've been bullish gold all week. Made most of my money this week buying gold, and I think I want to buy it again if it gives me an opportunity, because 29.50s looks like a decent target to the upside if we can break out of this consolidation we've been in over the past 3 days.
Darn, it's been a long while since I took a look at the Fed Watch tool. I don't have the image to share right now, but oh wait, I can do that through Power TV. Go ahead, Jay. I'll be right
there. Gold running the new highs here.
Yeah, it's kind of going without me, Eddie. I was looking for, and we can see it here, right, where we talk about framing out that news candle, attaching VWAP to it. Volume hasn't left the range yet. Price has. So I think I'll get another opportunity to buy it. Maybe near 29.25s and risking the low of that news candle. See if we get a little bit of a pullback here. Can you see the tilt, Eddie? What's the tilt on gold right now?
Right now, 74% long, average price 29.25.81, and at 74%, everybody in the money right now.
It's exactly where I want to buy it. So I see what they're looking at, right around 50% of that news candle, 29.25. I don't know if I'll get
profit here.
Yeah,
5% in the money right now, 59%, 75% long.
Let's see what we got on the daily chart in gold.
Took profit on that pullback.
Yeah. Gold has been having trouble, right? It's been bullish on the higher time frame, but this whole week we've been dealing with this 29.30 to 29.40 zone. We're not really finding buyers, so I can understand why traders are taking some off there. And pretty strong.
Order filled.
So we'll see. I do want to get long. Maybe I'll take this with a couple micros to start the day. I'm going to put in a bid at 29.25. 3 micro gold, and I'm going to risk the low of that news candle.
All right, Jay's got a bid in there. While we're waiting for that, let me show you guys real quick how you too can use the Fed Watch tool. The address is complicated. Just type Fed Watch into Google or Bing or whatever dark web service.
Order filled.
Click on it, and you'll get this, which is the CME's Fed Watch tool. Now, what you do is the dates up here are the dates of the Fed meeting. So what I've been looking at is the end of the year here. And what's cool is you click compare over here. We've had a huge move. This is showing where these probabilities were a day ago, a week ago, a month ago. We're right here at this far right now. I believe 425 to 450. A month ago, we were pricing in a huge, of just a quarter point cut. But right now, the most probable it looks like is they're looking for 3/4 point cuts. 32% there. The distribution curve is moving.
Interesting stuff there.
So, Jack, if
was it?
you also go to investing.com and you go to the tools, they got a Fed rate monitor tool also available. If you got investing.com, go over to the tools tab and scroll down.
Good stuff, Eddie. All right, we got the number coming out kind of on the screws, Jay. I think.
Yeah, a better number would have given us some more confidence for this long, right?
Yes. I want to see what it does 10 points lower than here in the ES before I do anything. Was this enough to save us? Jay's got a bid in gold. Are there any other eco numbers? Oh, go ahead.
Funny story about that bid in gold. I had it at 29.25.6 and I moved it down to 29.25 evens, and it came down to 29.25.6. I didn't get my entry, and it's 5 points above it now. Trading is a game of ticks, but there's still a lot more room, I think, in this move in gold if we can close above this high at 34. Well, let's say I'm going to cancel that order for now because that is a trade that is going without me. You're saying any other numbers coming out, Jack?
You know what? I'm showing really nothing except for our Baker Hughes. But like I said, we got Powell speaking, 11:30. Kruger, Williams, Bowman. That's all we've got here right now.
That'll be enough when Powell speaks at 11:30. Do we know where or why Powell's speaking?
Check here. Let's see.
Not yeah. So
No.
I don't want to put you on the spot.
It's a pretty big rejection up there in the S&P.
Yes.
Coming back down to this 200 moving average.
I'm clicking on it, and it's taking me to Zoom. Maybe I can get in on that meeting.
Ethan's saying University of Chicago? Damn, man. If we're on the stream, I can get in the car and be there probably in, not rush hour, maybe 35 minutes. Ask a few questions.
Around 11:30, I'm going to click that Zoom button that says launch meeting. we can have them here all to ourselves.
Eddie, how far are you from the pink line? You can take the pink to the red. Be a bit of a walk to University of Chicago, but I mean that'd be good content.
I just put my Uber Eats clothes on. Yeah, delivering for lunch, Mr. Powell. Got a squid sandwich.
Cicero clams.
Actually,
yeah.
Go ahead.
I was really hoping it does. We love Cicero. I was really hoping that number, Jay, would be more clarifying. Instead,
say it again, Jack.
I was really hoping that the jobs number would be more clarifying. I kind of got to read some breakdowns of what was happening there.
Okay.
It seems pretty. I think if it had come in on the screws, we would have sold off. But we beat by 10,000.
Is it one of those where it's, hey, this is what we expected, so there's not much of a reaction, and we stay in this range, and now we wait for whatever the next catalyst is,
Yeah, I
which
don't
is
think
probably a
Powell.
T word somewhere, or Powell. There you go.
Yeah, tweets or Powell at 11:30.
Mm. Oh, gee, I thought we were going to get back to those quarters for you, but
In the S&P. So yeah, what we did was we came back right back down to that open, pretty much bounced right off a settlement. 57.46 quarter was settlement. That's where we got a retest of, and I like trading around this, the news kind of when the dust is settling, because a lot of times we won't leave this range until the New York session opens, but it's a wide enough range to take a couple scalps to kind of build a buffer for the day. We can see we tested up near the close of that 3-minute candle and rejected, tested near the open of it and rejected there as well. So a couple quick opportunities here, but I think the market is going to just wait until the open, wait for Powell to choose a direction here.
well, as far as
Yeah.
Fed easing over the wire, traders are still expecting about a 75 basis points of Fed easing this year, even after that number. It's over the wire.
Yeah. And we're showing, okay, so when you see a headline like that, guys, I'll go back to sharing that. That Fed Watch tool. So that's where they're getting the 3 rate cuts from. Okay. So we're here now. Can you guys see my cursor? I'm doing this now. You can. But on the far right, that tail, there's the 0.09. That's where we are now. This is for the December 10th, 2025 meeting. You go over 1 cut, 2 cut, 3 cuts. The center of that distribution, that 32.7%, would be 3/4 point cut.
Okay. And we're saying we're getting there by December, right? So not just so 3 cuts up until December. Got you.
Yes. 3 cuts for the year. Now, once again, those people are gambling just like everyone else because it was totally different a month ago. It'll be totally different a month from now. It's
Right.
predicting small moves in short-term interest rates a year from now. I mean, remember COVID? At one point, I believe the 10-year was trading just about 0.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah.
We only have 2 people, so it says we're not live on X. I'm aware. I think maybe 4 people watch us there, so come to YouTube.
And tell your friends and family to subscribe. We're pretty close to 150K subscribers.
Mm.
Oh, yes. Yes. Definitely do that. All right, Jay. Any other markets we want to take a look at here?
Keeping my eye on gold. View up from that news is acting as a support right now. It's at 29.26. We can see we kind of bounced right off of that. I'm going to find a way to buy gold today, but got to be good price. So I'm going to wait here. We got crude oil opening in about 13 minutes. Let's take a look
Yeah.
at what the NASDAQ is saying. Let's go out to a daily on the NASDAQ. We got a 200 moving average on the futures up at 20,775 on the daily. We spent more time under this 200 moving average than we have in a very long time. I don't know where it is in NDX, probably somewhere very similar, but I think we're below it in NDX as well. This has the potential to, continue selling down to 18,000 over the course of the next couple of months or so if we continue to get negative news and things like that. But what does that mean for us as day traders? On the 30-minute chart, we're under that 200 moving average on the 30 as well. We can see it being a resistance the entire way down over the last 2 weeks, right? Anytime we get up towards this white line, it's been a pretty good opportunity to sell. We're far away from it now. We got pretty extended from it. We're about 300 points away. So sometimes when we get this extension, the trade is trade back up to it. for a better opportunity to short. But we could just get some continuation here after this number. So zooming in a little bit more, what are we looking at now? The high of the news candle is 20,273. I'm looking at a 3-minute chart, and the low is 20,060, we'll call it. So my game plan for the day is, what does the market say about this range? Do we stay in it? Do we break out of it? We're going to need some convincing volume in either direction to break us out. So if we trade down here and volume is decreasing, opportunity to fade the extremes of the range and just buy it right back up into it. Same thing on the upside, shorting at these highs, unless volume says it wants to trade out of it. What else do
Yeah.
we got? What else do we got?
Well, let me.
Crude oil. You
I'm
want to
gonna.
take? Go ahead, Jack.
Yeah, as you go to crude oil, I'm just gonna share my other charts real quick
Okay.
to figure out how to do. Okay. This is the SPX. It's closed right now, so we'll see what happens on the open. This is a day chart. It's what we were talking about yesterday, where you see we're at just like a critical level here, right? Um,
Yep.
200-day moving average, then big option activity, 5,700 there. I'm gonna buy it today. I think we tested and rejected that 200-day moving average. If we start getting below, and this would be like 5710 in the ES. In fact,
Okay.
if I go over to ES here, it'll show that same option activity. Here we go, 5710. We start getting below 5710, it could be watch out below, but that's another place that if it rejects, maybe on the way back through, I would be interested.
Nice.
All right, I'm going to share back the trading screen, and Jay, I'll go back to you so we can talk some crude.
All right. So crude oil has been selling off. We talked about this range that we were in from October 2024 through the end of the year. We're kind of testing down towards the low of it. This demand down here, this is where crude bounced before, right around $65. Let's see what happens here, right? We've been pretty much since the inauguration in a downtrend, right? Drill, baby drill is the rhetoric. OPEC Plus saying they're going to continue increasing supplies. So fundamentally, crude is bearish right now. But where is that bottom of the barrel, right? Where do buyers start to step in? We've seen it, be this $65 level in the past, but the news is different, right? News has changed this. So again, looking at a 30-minute chart, we have this white line, 200 moving average. We're kind of right at it right now, right? So from a technical perspective, this is probably, if you're looking to short crude, one of the cheapest prices you might get today looking to short it, because that 200 moving average acts as a resistance on the way down. Sometimes we trade above it, but this I'm looking at as a decent opportunity to limit risk, maybe above these highs, about a 50 tick risk, maybe above 68 if you want to give it a little bit more space. That's what I'm seeing in crude, though. Can we continue to sell? It feels like every day we get some headline that affects crude oil as well. We've seen whatever, this was the OPEC Plus. Let me clean up these charts a little bit. This candle here, March 3rd at 12 p.m. Central, that was the OPEC Plus announcement. If we look at volume since that point, which is this red line, we're trading back above it now. It's been a resistance the entire way down. So if I was to sell it, I want to see price start to use this as a resistance again. If it starts to use it as a support, then maybe we trade back up into this candle, which we haven't done since we printed it. So interesting in crude. I know Deanna, who's our energies trader, she said she's not been focusing on crude as much. She's been looking at RBOB gasoline futures, which is trending just a little bit better. I know a lot of our traders look at crude, and it's been an interesting market.
Yeah, and remember that's going to be effective. Got my other charts pulled up again. We're going deep. Commodities priced in the dollar. This is the DXY. This is going back to 2021, you can see the huge value increase in the dollar. But if we start zooming in, we were at a range for a long time. We have been selling off hard. I mean, look at this: 5 straight days getting pounded. Got some resistance right there. Next resistance, nice round 100. Crude oil priced commodity. It's priced in the dollar, so it is sensitive to what the dollar is doing.
Nice. Gold pulling back a little bit here. Not going to force a trade in gold. If it doesn't give me what I'm looking for, I'm not going to force it. But getting a nice pullback, maybe towards the low of that news candle down at 29.17.
Incredibly, we in equities, futures, we're just like right back where we were before that number,
Yep.
which
We're waiting for
sucks.
something
That's what
else.
I planned. That was our material for the whole day, Jay. I thought this was going to be like an easy.
Oh yeah.
I got a karaoke machine we can turn on, and we can do that for the rest of the day.
Let's do it, Eddie.
Yeah, no, let's
What's
do
your
it,
go-to
Eddie.
karaoke song?
My favorite?
Your
Yeah.
go-to. What do you sing?
I'd have to do some like Lennon, John Lennon, or Cat Stevens. That's usually my range.
Nice.
How about you,
nice,
Jack?
Nice. I like. I just can't wait to be king from the Lion King.
Oh, that's a good one.
It's
Oh,
a good one. Also, do what's the one we've been? Oh, I like doing Fallout Boy too. I'm not even a Fallout Boy fan, but
like that.
that's a good one. What about you, Jay?
So I have a bunch. What's coming to my head right now is "Kiss from a Rose" by Seal,
Ooh,
or
haven't seen that really. Wow,
"Panic at the Disco." "I Write Sins, Not Tragedies."
That's good. That's good.
Seal. Gosh,
Um,
that's a great
Kiss
song.
by a Rose is so hard. I got pimped
Yeah.
into doing that once. It's no fun. My wife Jay is a singer by profession. What she's been
Oh,
working on,
nice.
she has a yeah, she's a ham too. But what she's been working on that she wants to do is she's trying to do that Eminem and Rihanna song and do both parts.
Oh wow.
So we'll let you
That's
know how
tough.
that goes.
That's tough.
Jason's doing
Put
Simple
it
Man. I love that song.
put it in the chat. What's your go-to karaoke song? Uh,
Put it in the chat. Yeah.
Well,
we
here
watch
we are. We're
these
getting
markets.
close to 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock. I
Slightly.
got some. I got some crude news we can sort of
Let's do
take
it.
a look at. Um, Obviously, we're seeing these oil prices right now to having some gains. 67.21 last year. This was after Russia's deputy prime minister said OPEC Plus may reverse its oil output hike after April if needed. He said that he will go ahead with the April increase, but after that, he may consider other steps. Brent, we did see Brent
Order filled.
1.7%, and we also saw the WTI, which we trade, up 1.67. And while examining the global oil balance, OPEC has deemed its assessment that it was sufficiently constructive that the oil market could absorb extra barrels without undue negative influence on the price. So far, it seems that price action has proven them wrong. Back to you, Jack.
Thank you, Eddie. And you know where we are now, Jay. We are at the 200
Yes,
moving
we are.
average in the SPX.
They're just asking us if we want to buy it again.
Hold on to your butts.
With both hands.
Both hands.
We sell it. That's the other case, right? And back to the topic we were just talking about a newer karaoke song, Shabuzi, a bar song. It's a modern classic. I think that's going to be my karaoke song for the next 20 years.
Shabuzi.
Order filled.
So, uh, I'm gonna wait for the open before I put out any trade. I don't know how many
Yep.
times we can go to this well. I think now I am tactically I still wanna get long, but I'm tactically retreating, and
I
I'm
think that's fair, Jack.
looking 57.10 is where I could start entering into a small start fading into a position, seeing if we can hold the line!
I like
New
that.
lows.
Save that one for a sound bite. That's pretty good, Jack.
Yeah. Let's do it. I'm not recording it. gave me guff in the production box, so this will only exist on YouTube. It's between us. Um, what was I gonna say? I had a well, probably wasn't important.
You'll remember.
I'll remember. Oh, I remember now. Somebody asked what settlement is. If you're new here, hello. Um, in the futures, settlement is where they mark the prices at the end of each day for the P&L for traders that are holding